This is a sketchbook, and this is a cheap pencil I found. And for the past couple months I've been asking YouTubers if they wanted a realistic portrait drawing done or not, which just so happened to be the popular answer. But after countless nights of being left unanswered, politely rejected, or even simply ignored, we finally got a reply. Now, I couldn't believe it either, like someone actually responded back to me. And so the guy that responded to me simply said, "I'd be honored." Now, you may know this guy as the guy that wrote the famous Penny series outro for Ryan Trahan, which sounded like this. Turn that off before anyone hears me. Anyways, the guy that I'm going to be drawing is Preston Goes. Now for the drawing, I'm going to try and replicate or recreate his profile picture off of his socials. Now, if you have no idea who Preston Goes or Preston Summerall is, allow me to introduce you. He's an upcoming YouTuber that likes to take things to new levels, or to even tricking the entire internet with a Cybertruck. If you haven't already, I would highly recommend you check this guy out. Otherwise, you might miss out on something big. But for right now, I'm trying to get some basic details down on the drawing. Now, when I say I worked on this thing all day pretty much without stopping, I wasn't joking. And if you're curious, this is how far I got on the drawing. I had to close the curtain, it was really bright. Today is day 2, and I am shading, which will end up bringing the drawing to life, because right now it kind of looks like something straight out of a horror film. But so far, I'm actually pretty happy with how this thing's turned out. Now, this is 3 hours of work so far, and now I just have to shade them with this little guy. Now, this is the stage in the drawing where I typically don't let people watch just because it doesn't look all that great, but for this drawing, I'm actually pretty happy with how it's all turning out. The last thing I want to do is make a promise to one of these guys that I'll be drawing a realistic portrait of them, and for them to have to give me their address or P.O. box, and then for them to receive it and it not even look like them. But for Preston's portrait, it took me 17 hours to finish. And so for the grand reveal, here was my attempt to draw Preston's profile picture. Now, please don't mind my shaky reveal. I was shaking from the excitement and maybe from hardly eating to finish the drawing. But to officially finish the drawing, I just need to sign it and date it. And to make things fun, I decided to ask Preston who I should draw next. Hopefully he responds to that because I have no idea who else I'm going to be drawing. So if he responds, that's who I'm drawing. But for now, he just responded, hold up, 1 minute ago and said Elon Musk. Ha 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 ha. If I draw Elon Musk, I better get a free Tesla out of that. I'm just kidding. But instead of trying to get a free Tesla from Elon, I just went ahead and contacted different YouTubers in hopes that they would respond. And to my surprise, the first guy I contacted actually responded back right away. And he said, "Bro, I'd cry of joy." That guy just so happens to be Tyler Blanchard. He's a YouTuber that pretty much has his hands in anything labeled YouTube, but you may know him from Eric's channel, or maybe you might know him from his own channel that he's been working on over the years. Now you guys know the drill. I started by getting the basic outline of Tyler. I then spent the rest of the day simply correcting small proportions that I messed up earlier. And who knew that drawing for hours on end would make your hands cramp? So like anyone would, I have to take a break. It is currently 10 o'clock. I've been working on this thing for about 5 hours now. And after working non-stop, here's what we got. And so far, I think this drawing is going very well. In fact, I think it's going so well that I actually fell asleep. Oh. Today is day 3. I'm pretty happy with how this drawing has turned out. So is Mozzie. Isn't that right, Mozzie? It's currently 10 a.m. and I'm gonna be working all day to finish him. And so far, I think he's looking pretty good. I think it's like a 7 out of 10 so far. So all I gotta do, finish the clothes, rework the shading, do some fancy stuff, and that'll mark the end of this drawing. So it's time to get back to work. Now, I just decided to literally sit at the desk all day in the hopes to get this drawing done. And to my surprise, I actually finished it. So for the grand reveal, here is Tyler Blanchard's drawing. Now all that is left is for me to sign and date it. Well, now that the drawings are done, I just have to send them to Preston's P.O. box. But I kind of have to wait for him to open his P.O. box. And wait a second, I don't think I told you yet, but what I'm doing is I'm going to stick Tyler's drawing inside with Preston's drawing. Now they are both good friends, so when Preston goes to open it, he'll see Tyler's drawing and be surprised and be like, what? Now Tyler knows about this. I told him, but I did not tell Preston, so it's gonna be our little secret. Now while you guys weren't looking, I went ahead and wrote a letter for Tyler and Preston for kicks and giggles. No one says that. I'm gonna cringe so hard when I watch this back. Anyways, I went ahead and sent a picture of their drawing. I took a picture of their drawings and I sent each one to them. They just wanted to know if I was legit or not, so they didn't want to give me their private information. I don't blame them. But they did leave comments on their pictures. And so Preston said, dude, so good. Wow, I've never been drawn before. I'm psyched to see it. Which that alone had me like fired up for an entire day, and so that's what got me excited to draw Tyler. I was excited to make someone else's day by drawing him. And so Tyler also responded back and he said, bro, you are so freaking talented. This looks amazing. And once again, I can't even put this into words of how I felt. I was so excited and it was just such a blast drawing these people. But this isn't even the best part. The best part's sending the drawings to them. For now, we just gotta wait for that P.O. box to open up. At least that's what I thought. Because after I settled in at college, I got a response from none other than Eric himself by commenting on one of his secret videos. So I did what anyone else would do. I started this thing right away. But because I was in such a hurry, I just couldn't get the proportions down right, and I was getting so frustrated, and I literally had to restart this thing 4 separate times. But once I reached the 4th one, I was actually happy with how it was turned out, and so I just continued it. But once I reached hour 15, I realized I never introduced you to Eric. So I want to try my best. He's a YouTuber that probably enjoys pranks more than anyone else on the planet. I'm not joking. Either that or he's probably sneaking into places like celebrity pools as we speak. But after a total of 27 hours of drawing, here is my best attempt at drawing Eric. The funny thing is, I was actually so proud of this one, I almost didn't send it. But I knew I couldn't be that selfish. So the last steps are to sign it, seal it, and travel to the post office to send it. In the hopes that he'll respond, of course. But either way, I've had so much fun talking to these guys over the past couple months. But one thing I think we tend to overlook is that they were just kids like you and I. Kids who had a dream, and kids who chased that dream.
Just a privilege of a lifetime to get to do something you love, and that is what I've been able to do.
And here they are today, hitting milestones they never thought were even a possibility, all because they had a dream.